Okay, let's dive right into this. If you've been feeling this profound, almost unexplainable heaviness lately, or just kind of sensing a massive energetic shift, trust me, you are absolutely not alone. Today, we're breaking down the cosmic weather report for calendar week 35 of 2026. So we're talking August 24th through the 30th. We're going to decode the profound dynamics of the upcoming Pisces eclipse, along with the Virgo Cazimi, just to really wrap our heads around this incredibly dense energetic window we're currently in. Our source material for this week perfectly captures the mood right now. It says, an invisible crackling is in the air, felt down to the deepest layers of the subconscious. You know, there are those phases in the cosmic rhythm that just kind of pass quietly in the background, right? And then there are these rare electrifying windows of time that literally reorganize reality. And that is exactly what we're entering right now. The heavy veils are falling, and those hidden truths, they're forcing their way right to the surface. So here's our journey for today's explainer. We're looking at the energetic shift, the astrological alignments, the tarot compass, the impact on life areas, and finally, we'll wrap up with a really grounding, practical ritual of release. All right, starting with part 1, the energetic shift. To really understand the immense energetic density building up during this last week of August, we've got to look at this massive tug-of-war happening up in the skies. So on one side, we have the mind, totally dominated by Virgo energy. With the Sun and Mercury moving through this analytical Earth sign, there's this elemental urge to seek control, create order, and systematically clean house. But on the exact opposite side, we have the soul, influenced by a monumental event in Pisces. This watery, supersensitive energy demands the exact opposite, unconditional surrender, emotional release, and mystical depth. Basically, it's like your mind is frantically searching for the steering wheel and a color-coded spreadsheet, while your soul is telling you to just let go and float away in the bathtub. And all that tension, it discharges right on this Virgo-Pisces axis. Moving on to Section 2, Astrological Alignments. Okay, let's appeal to that analytical Virgo mindset for a second and look at the hard cosmic data to make sense of all this emotional weather. Looking at our week, the Sun and Mercury in Virgo are bringing focus, sharp analysis, and a real craving for structure. Meanwhile, Venus over in Libra pushes us toward harmony, and Mars in Cancer means our actions are heavily driven by deep, protective emotions. But the two massive anchor points of the week are sitting right in the middle of all this. On August 28th, peaking right at 6:18 a.m. Central European Summertime to be exact, we've got a partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. Up to 96% of the moon's surface is going to be darkened. Astrologically speaking, this is a portal opening. It brings abrupt endings and some serious, deep emotional cleansing. But here's the catch. The day right before it, August 27th, we get a Mercury Cazimi at 4 degrees Virgo. That means Mercury sits in the exact heart of the Sun. So amidst this overwhelming oceanic fog of the Pisces eclipse, this Cazimi steps in like a brilliant lighthouse, delivering these sudden, unmistakable flashes of genius and revelation.
Which brings us to Section 3, the Tarot compass.
Shifting gears from planetary movements over to the tarot, it's fascinating to see how these ancient archetypes translate the cosmic currents into a really clear narrative journey. The cards drawn for this week actually tell a continuous story of transformation. We start out in the dark with our base energy, the moon. This perfectly mirrors the Pisces eclipse, bringing all our fears and subconscious stuff right to the surface. But then comes our mental impulse, the Ace of Swords. This corresponds to the Mercury Cazimi, where absolute clarity just strikes like lightning. Next up, we see how this plays out externally with the interpersonal energy, the Two of Cups, that soul resonance driven by Venus in Libra. And to keep us grounded through all this, our earthly anchor is the Eight of Pentacles, representing focused work and mastery. Then we hit the climax. The necessary change here is the Death card, which is a spot-on match for the Eclipse Portal's theme of final conclusions and letting go. But look at where it all leads us. The new perspective is the Star, bringing spiritual healing, hope, and clear direction once all that heavy energy is finally cleansed.
And this brilliantly illustrates that exact tug-of-war in action. The Moon card demands that you absolutely trust your intuition, even and especially when your rational mind literally cannot see the path forward. Suppressed feelings and weird premonitions are just bubbling up everywhere. But then, as a direct answer to that confusing fog, the Ace of Swords arrives on Thursday. Think of it as a glowing sword piercing straight through the dense clouds. This is that Mercury Cazimi shattering the emotional confusion of the eclipse. After days of feeling totally lost, a thought is going to suddenly become so crystal clear that it changes your entire perception.
And then we hit the final turning point. Now, while the Death card often causes a bit of alarm, the sources really highlight that there is absolutely zero need to fear endings right now. It's simply forcing a cosmic cut. Eclipses close chapters irrevocably, no way around it. The analysis actually suggests embracing this energy because it's the absolute prerequisite for everything that follows. I mean, shedding old identities and outgrown circumstances is literally the only way to reach the lighter, beautifully healed reality of the star.
All right, Section 4, Impact on Life Areas. So, how do all these esoteric concepts actually connect to your daily life this week? Let's break it down. In love, Venus in Libra offers a massive blessing for resolving conflicts diplomatically. But, heads up, Mars in Cancer means emotional vulnerability is running really high right now, which can easily lead to defensive retreats if you're not careful. What about your career? Well, that Virgo energy heavily rewards meticulous, detail-oriented work. It's time to clear off the desk and solve those lingering structural problems. Plus, keep an eye out on August 27th. That Cazimi is going to bring lightning-fast career strategies if you've been feeling stuck. As for finances, the unbribable Virgo energy demands a ruthless, completely honest budget review. Cut the hidden costs because financial healing requires radical honesty this week. Finally, for personal growth, the sources suggest that if unexpected tears just start flowing during the eclipse, let them. Don't fight it. It's a deeply necessary act of soul cleansing.
If you take away only one thing from this explainer, let it be this. True clarity emerges only when the illusion of absolute control is finally abandoned. As long as you're desperately trying to dictate the script of your life down to the smallest detail out of fear of the unknown, you're actually blocking the universe's ability to manifest its miracles for you. Gripping too tightly to the past is, for sure, way more destructive in the long run than the short, intense pain of just letting go.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 5, the Ritual of Release. To really harness this transformative energy, the material outlines a radical liberation ritual designed specifically for the hours surrounding the August 28th eclipse. Step 1. Find a moment of absolute silence, ideally in the evening. All you're going to need is some paper and a pen. Step 2. Write down the limiting illusion, or that old story that's been holding you back. You have to be ruthlessly honest with yourself about what is actually an outdated limitation here. And finally, Step 3. Symbolically tear that paper up or safely burn it and release the ashes to the wind or flowing water. The physical mechanics of this act send a clear, incredibly powerful signal to your subconscious that the old karmic contract with the past is officially broken.
I want to leave you with this provocation to carry with you through the week. Ask yourself, which illusion is allowed to die within you? The cosmic tides of this week demand a lot of courage, but in return, they offer infinite clarity and peace. If you found this analysis helpful in decoding the stars and making sense of the current astrological currents, please make sure to like and subscribe for more explainers just like this one. Take really gentle care of yourself during this eclipse window, and until next time, may the light of the stars always illuminate the right path.